celebrate the birthday of the greatest nation in the world. This country's faced many foes and many challenges. We've always prevailed. Well, as we celebrate the 4th tonight, all right, there's a war going on in the streets of America, a war on drugs and the slime that smuggled them in and the lowlives that sell them to our kids. And now there's a group in this country that says, hey, let's legalize all the drugs. Make them as American as apple pie. It's only appropriate that we introduce to you our nation's most highly decorated Vietnam veteran, Lieutenant Colonel Bo Gritz, who will tell you a chilling tale about how the drug trade really works and how even Uncle Sam is probably a drug dealer. Join us. Let me give you a little background, because this show's liable to get a little rough tonight, all right? Liable to get a little rough as we go on. I'd like everyone to give everyone a chance to say their piece tonight. I'm not going to step over anyone's lines. I'm going to let you say your piece, all right? But let me first introduce you to Lieutenant Colonel Bo Gritz. As the most decorated Green Beret commander in the Vietnam era, 62 citations for valor, 3 silver stars, 8 bronze stars, 2 purple hearts. Presidential citation are just among those decorations. General William Westmoreland devotes an entire chapter in his memoirs of his life to the life of Colonel Bo Gritz. It has been said that Bo Gritz is just simply the toughest soldier in the history of America. Colonel. You and I have known each other for quite a while, right? I got to tell you, some of the stuff I've heard that is going to go on tonight really distresses me. I hadn't seen some of the stuff that's going to happen, but I've been told about it. And if I didn't know you, frankly, Bo, I'd say you were a liar. I'd say you were a liar. And I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to show a tape that you made when you became the first American to enter the secret camp of heroin overlord Kun Sa. Now, if you don't mind, I've cut this tape up, so we'll take a look at part of it right now. And this will be the first time this has ever been seen on television. Would you roll that tape, please, and let the monitor out so my audience can see? You again. It's it. Thank you.
Upon your arrival on this very to accept him.
Thank you very much. We're very glad to be here. President Reagan has appointed Vice President Bush as the #1 policeman for controlling narcotic in the United States. So I asked the White House aide, what about the offer from General Kunza to cooperate with the United States in reducing the narcotic and controlling the amount coming through this area? The aide was very slow to answer. He said to me, Colonel Bo, there is no interest here in that matter.
Colonel Gritz, what we have just heard you say is that in a face-to-face meeting with a member of the President's staff, that when you brought up the fact that you were going in to see General Kun Sa, and that he indeed had been shipping and is shipping 1,200 tons of heroin every year into the United States of America, and we had an opportunity to make a deal, we turned it down. Is that right?
That's exactly it, Mort. It was most disturbing to me because we didn't go to see Kun Sa about drugs. We went in cooperation with the White House. Tom Harvey, a would-be Ollie North lookalike, was the NSC staffer that asked us to go. It was to find prisoners of war that reportedly Kun Sa was holding. When we got there, we found out that he had no prisoners, but we couldn't leave without asking him why he insisted on shipping this poison into the world. And Kunsa said that the U.S. had been his best customer for more than 20 years. Well, I didn't believe it. This was December of 1986. He said that he was willing to stop 900 tons in 1987, and then he said, I will disclose every U.S. government official that I have dealt with in the last 20 years. We brought those videotapes back and gave them to the White House. And 4 days later, we got that response. Tom Harvey called and said, Bo, it's fantastic. You guys are the first Americans ever to go in and come out alive. And I said, Tom, what about the deal to stop 900 tons? That's fantastic. And he said, Bo, there's no interest here in doing that.
I don't understand this, Colonel, right? Here's what I don't understand. Why would this general volunteer to stop sending 900 tons of heroin? That's, he must be making a hell of a lot of money from it.
Kunsa has 8 million Shan people in an area about 1/3 the landmass of Burma that he's taking care of. The only crop that he is allowed to grow is poppies refined into opium, morphine, and heroin. He wants to legitimize the economy of that Shan land so he can become a true nation state. And he knows he can't do it if they're dependent on drugs.
What was his deal that he offered?
He offered a deal to stop every ounce of heroin, 900 tons last year, 1,200 tons this year, and divulge U.S. government officials if Reagan would agree to give him a trade mission to the free world where he could start using some of the resources they have there to make other money. If we would send over Peace Corps operators, if we would do just a number of little things to get him economically off of dope and onto a legitimate economy. Seemed to me like a good deal.
So here's the thing that I think is important.
Well, he also offered to give this last March 15th 1 ton of refined heroin to Vice President Bush as a show of his good faith. And you know what the State Department said?
Well,
We're not interested.
I would imagine they'd say that right about now Bush could use it. Colonel, were you ever able to ascertain any of the names of the officials?
You betcha. And what happened is, I've got a letter here that Kunsa wrote to the Justice Department on the 28th of June, 1987. And if I can read just 2 sentences real quick. It says, during the period 1965 to 75, CIA chief in Laos, Theodore Shackley, was in the drug business. Sandro Travacante acted as his buying and transporting agent, while Richard Armitage handled the financial section with the banks in Australia. And he goes on. Now, Armitage, as we speak, is the Assistant Secretary of Defense for International Security Affairs under Carlucci, who was a Deputy Director of CIA, and of course Bush was Director of CIA.
Are we going to make American as cocaine and cocaine as American apple pie is, my friends? You're going to find out next. The Colonel, remain with us. We're going to dig deeper tonight. Stand by.